And we're live. Hi everyone, this is Dale.
And Fuyu.
And this is a weekly podcast that us two are attempting. At the current moment, we are unscripted, so expect ahs, buts, and ohs. And we're gonna have email account set up. And when we have that email account set up, you can email stuff to us. What we're gonna try to do is start for each chapter that comes out, the big three, fairy tale, something like that, stuff like that. We will discuss about it. We will talk about it. We will discuss what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, and what our predictions are.
Yeah, that's about it.
So, and we're going to try to do other things too if we can. We say weekly right now, but at most, if things start getting a lot of pressured by time-wise, we might end up doing more of a every 2 to 3 weeks. We'll talk about the chapters the last 2 weeks, and
yeah, we'll manage to fit it into our videos, talk about them, how it played out, how it transitioned from one to another, what happened basically.
Yeah, and so we're just gonna try things out at first. If you guys want, it's gonna be just me, Fuyu, and Yoru. And at the moment, Yoru cannot get on. We're gonna try to get him on as soon as he can. But like I said, at the moment in time, it's just me and Fuyu at the moment. And if you guys want to join, send us a PM on the forums or email us. But you have to show that you can show that you can discuss about something and use good criticism, not random bashing and stuff. And
for reasons we don't encourage bashing. We want to criticize, and say we could talk about the good parts as well, not just this chapter was bad because there's this plot hole and that plot hole. But, we got to talk about the good things as well.
Yeah, and we'll discuss about that plot hole, and we're not going to talk about the entire series. We might, maybe one day in the future have one long discussion of the entire series, and that's about as much as we can say. But at the current time, it's just we're going to try to do weekly, and we're going to see how fast if we can get it. But it depends on when the chapters come out.
Yeah, and we'll not only talk about the big three as you stated before, we'll branch out into other. But for now, we will talk about the big three and maybe cover one of the other ones that are pretty big that people like a lot.
Yeah, and if one chapter is missing, we'll just go on to something else. Yoru will jump with us on discussion with Fairy Tail. Fuyu is not caught up, so he'll be me and Yoru will be the main one for Fairy Tail.
And as well as One Piece, I'm not caught up with One Piece as well.
Yeah. And Yoru, I will have him discuss about himself another time. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about what type of genres we like.
All right, well, I guess I'll start then. I'm kind of like the guy that likes historical fiction. Shonen, I like, shonen fanboy, I guess I am. I like the big three. One Piece is currently my favorite. First it was Bleach, then it moved on to Naruto, and then now it's One Piece. My favorite of all time is Rurouni Kenshin. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's pretty good. You should pick it up. Mm-hmm. I like Shaman King. Fairy Tail, obviously, is pretty good. I stopped reading it for some unknown reason, but I'm picking it back up so I can discuss about it on the show and give my input on it as well, because I have a lot of good things to say about it. It was a pretty interesting story. Fullmetal Alchemist was one of my favorites as well. It's pretty good. History Strongest Disciple is one I want to talk about as well. Really good story. But I guess that's about it for me.
Yeah, and for me, I'm very story oriented. I make some exceptions like Dragon Ball Z, but mostly I'm very story oriented. So One Piece, Berserk, Higurashi no Nakukuri, and it's and Umineko no Nakukuri, and then I like other ecchi romance. I have read some very ecchi ones, which kind of got boring. I might talk about that series later, which is To Love Ru, which It's a very like hit and miss type of series depending on who you are. But my most favorite like ecchi romance so far is Strawberry 100%. It's much more of the cheesier one. If you're looking for a more realistic type of ecchi romance, look at a lot less ecchi and more romance. Look at Good Ending, which is the most realistic I've seen so far as of yet. But I mean, I'll talk about it another time. But yeah. So if I ever had a top three, it would be Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and Berserk. Berserk is very deep, it's emotional, and it's very, very dark. And some people will tell you straight up they cannot read it because it's just really, really dark. And then with One Piece, it's a lot of people won't read it because of the American dub, which ruined it. But which happened to me at first. I originally seen the English dub, and I was like, oh my, what the heck is this? It kind of killed my nerves until like at least 2 years later when I started actually attempting to read it, watch it, the Japanese version. And that's kind of like how with me. So, okay, that's about telling with us, and we already hit the 6-minute mark. But like we said, we'll put up. If you, we don't have a name yet. Yoru said he's going to help make a name. If you have any suggestions, everyone, send it in through the PM. But other than that, do not send any requests to like join until we get our email account up. We're gonna make an email after we figure out the name.
Yeah,
so
and after we do a couple of shows too, we got to figure out how we're gonna actually do this exactly. And by the way, like you said, I think you mentioned before in the beginning, we're gonna script it out. We're not gonna be rambling on and on with and but and and so yeah.
Yeah, mumbling over on words.
Yeah.
And so that's what we just do, and we'll try to get it as soon as we can. We'll also try to see if we can get it as soon as we can when Yoru gets done too. So we'll also have to kind of get it into our own type of work. And as I said before, if for some reason we cannot do it within every week, we'll do it every so often week. This way we give us more time to get around our own life and just try to get as much as we can. So
some updates might as well just be one manga and then until like the chapter comes out, and we'll do another one depending on the time that we have. Right?
Yeah, and we're going to discuss about each chapter for about 10 minutes, and we're going to have different ones on it. But that's about it. If you have any other suggestions about the formatting or what we should do, send it to us, and we'll discuss about it. Also, I'm looking into maybe expanding out to talk about video games as well. That's way in the future. That's something if this kind of gets off the ground. So don't ask about that as of yet. We're just going to worry
not
about
not only video games, but anime as well. About the new anime chapters as well. We will probably get into it like about 10 shows, 15 shows, and we'll find some time for it.
All right. So we hit the 8-minute mark, and we're going to try to make it about 10 minutes each. So this is Dale.
And this is Fuyu.
And we're going to sign out for now.
All right,
See you
guys.
See you on the next time.